So today I'm excited to welcome Samuel, Danny, Matthew, and Luca from Northbound and Down to Totally Music to chat about their band and musical career. So welcome to Totally Music. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I guess I'll start. Hi, I'm Danny and I sing in the band. I don't know why I put my hand up, but I'm just gonna like we're in school. Hi, I'm Danny.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play guitar, backing vocals.
I'm Samuel. I play bass and do some backing vocals as well.
I am Luca and I thump the tubs and I'm an OAP.
It's great to have you all on. So how did you come up with the name Northbound and Down?
Um, Northbound and Down was um, we were thinking of names for a long time to no avail. We were just thinking of names that were just either really bad or taken, which is none of those two things are good when you're trying to think of a band name. So me and our original bassist Jake were big fans of Waster. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're a really sick pop punk band, and they've got a song called Eastbound and Down. And we just thought we're from the north, so we'll change it. And then it became Northbound and Down. But there's also, I think, there's a TV show called Eastbound and Down as well. It's quite the story.
Smoking Bandit, and there's all sorts of references. But it was just that moment when you first mentioned it. I think Jake had said, "Let's call us South. Let's call us Southbound and Down." I was like, "Why on earth would we ever go south? It's Northbound
Oh
and
yeah,
Down."
yeah,
That moment for everyone, it just stuck, and it's just that's pretty much it.
yeah.
Nice. So what's the inspiration behind the band starting?
Um, the inspiration behind the band starting was I had currently left my previous band. I played drums in my previous band, um, and I was in a band with Mandrew at uni, and I wanted to try my hand at being a frontman because I was starting to do like covers on YouTube and stuff, and I was trying to learn how to sing. And I played drums for a long time, and I wanted a bit of a change, so I was like, I really want to start a pop punk band. I've written a few songs before, and I was like, I'd love to just like try my hand at being a frontman. So I rang Mandrew up. I was like, I was in, I don't know, some pizza place with my mum, and I was like, I'm just gonna ring my mate and see if he's up for something.
Funny 'cause I was in Subway at the time. It's funny how we're both eating.
Different food establishments, eating on the
Yeah.
job. Um,
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
remember getting the call and I was just like, yes, I'm in. I was so down straight away, and it was within
yeah,
like weeks. We had his first couple of demos, and it was just we sort of hit the ground running, and then COVID, unfortunately, but it was yeah, quite inspiring that initial period, and we still get those vibes when we're like tracking today, like even like with the even the reimagined stuff that have pretty much we're almost written on the spot, so to speak, but just getting that sort of creative inspiration back has been, it's been awesome.
yeah.
So who are the key influences in your music and how have these influences shaped your overall sound and style?
It's hard.
I'll,
'Cause it's
I'll go
changed.
first.
Yeah, go for
I'll
it,
go
man.
first in this case. So I reckon, obviously, like your classic pop punk, your Sum 41, your Blink, your Green Day, but to a certain extent, I remember being like really inspired back in sort of my early days by Busted and their live performances and the energy they bring to the stage. So for me, it wasn't just the stylistic approach to writing music like Busted, but also making sure that the performance element is also something that's engaging and is, highly entertaining. So yeah, definitely something that I draw from when I'm considering sort of live performance today. So yeah, that in terms of live performance is sort of like a left field rather than going down like the just music inspiration. But I'm sure the guys will tell you all about their musical influences as well.
Yeah. I mean, we've all got like very, very different tastes, but also the same. We all like a good, energetic banger. So, like, we kind of all fall into the same line when we're writing, and if we come up with something good, if it works, it works. I was inspired by like State Champs and Neck Deep and all those kind of bands that were coming up at that time. Um, yeah, that basically just anything melodical and pop punk is inspiring to me. I love that.
Yeah,
You're
data
you're
and
simple, man.
negative, as you say. Yeah, 100%.
So can you walk us through the process of creating new songs from a concept to final recording?
Yeah, do you want me to take it or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
To be fair, you guys have been here the longest. You sort of
I
know the
know,
writing process. We haven't, so.
So that's also evolved a little bit over time. I'm just gonna go based off like our album that we brought out. Basically, with that, I would kind of come up with some demos with like a skeleton of a song that's like not finished, but it's like almost there. It's on its way to being finished. Then I'll bring it to the guys, and then everyone can add their flair or take things away or add things to make it more of a Northbound song. And through doing that, we end up coming up with either some ideas to sit on top of the song, like the demo, or coming up with like something completely different. And that's where like the magic starts happening when we're all in a room and getting together and working on a song that's. I mean, we're trialing new ways of writing with what we're going to do next, but typically it's just we start with a demo, we all have influence on it, and then it comes out as a finished thing. That's typically what happens.
Just to add on to piggyback on what Danny's saying there, like it's 100% accurate, and we've actually shameless plug got a YouTube documentary of us recording the album where we discussed this also at length, which
shameless plug.
Go on, Andrew.
No, it's filmed by a very good close friend, so I feel like he captured that process really well because it wasn't like we had some sort of like fly on the wall documentarian that we didn't even know. It was a really close friend who knew what was important to capture of our sort of creative process, what the important parts were. So it's definitely worth a watch. I mean, even if you're not a musician, I feel like coming away from watching that, you'll feel even a little bit inspired. So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
I'll leave a link to it for you in the description.
Yes. Buzzing.
So what's been your favourite moment or experience as a band so far?
I've got one straight off the bat. Peaceful, man. It's got to be Peaceful.
Yeah,
playing a hometown stage, like a massive stage in the middle of Halifax, and playing what was it, like 3,000, 4,000 people?
I think there was 4,500 people.
Oh, well, I'm underselling it then. No,
yeah,
that was mega, that.
Just a bit. It's by like a 1,500.
It's all numbers in it, mate. No, that was absolutely amazing. That was such an experience.
That was mental, yeah.
And funnily enough, in front of me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so, you weren't there.
We should probably preface a little bit. Luke is the newest member of the band. How long have you been in the band, Luke? Like a year?
I wouldn't even. Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that was the first time. Was that the first time I saw it? No, it was the second time I saw it at Parish, and then that was the second time. Yeah. And so whenever that was when you asked me, basically, because I turned to Lace and said, "Got a feeling he's going to ask me to join the band," and then you said Ethan's leaving. I was like, I know where this is going.
What's been your favorite moment since you started, Luke? Sorry, I'm not trying to hog the interview. I'm really interested.
Probably the production process now that we've just been doing.
Really?
Yeah. Because I've never seen that part of it. So, like, but there are other things because I've done, like, obviously there's been loads of live moments where it's been really memorable, like Key Club, that was mint. Yeah, we've done loads of good stuff, but yeah, I like the production, seeing the production stuff, and then getting involved in that because that's the only thing I've like. Because obviously I've been playing the stuff that's already written and it's already embedded. So then being able to put like your own twist or your own little flair onto something, or just adding something in and having a bit of fun, then you're all laughing about it and having a bit of a giggle doing it. Yeah, it's good stuff.
We're not laughing at you about it. Suggest them, dickhead.
Yeah, that's been quite an experience though, because me and Luke obviously weren't there when the original album was made. So for us to now come into all of this new stuff, I mean, I've been around for Northbound 2.5 years now, I think it is. And
Yeah.
now we're in the new writing process. It's really exciting for all of us to now sort of bump heads together because we've had all these songs that have been out for a while that we've been playing live, and now we've got the opportunity to really sort of knuckle down and bring a brand new spin on Northbound essentially with all four of us. So I think that's going to be really exciting. That
Sounds good. So what's the most challenging part of being in a band for you?
Samuel
Andrew.
being from the north.
Whoa,
The south, sorry.
whoa. Wow. Can't believe you
The
called
mo-
me out on stage as well for being southern.
The very most challenging
There's
part
a
of being in
massive
band.
language barrier.
That is true, actually. There is a massive language barrier. I've got Google Translate on my
challenging
screen,
part
mate.
of
I
being
can't
in
see.
Most challenging part. I feel like we've probably all got an answer for this. My answer is trying to keep everyone happy whilst also making so trying to come up with a good product whilst making everybody happy is like, because we're all aiming towards the same thing, and we all want to create great songs and good live moments and stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe not so much now because we've got quite a good way of working now, but typically for me, when I first started being a frontman, it's really hard for me to think of everyone in the band because I was like trying to focus on what I was doing and like not messing it up and all that stuff. But I feel like I've not really heard too many people talk about it. Like, I watch a lot of band interviews and stuff, and it is quite hard to keep everyone happy in a band. But when you're such good friends like we are, it's made a lot easier. But more like just little judgment stuff, like trying to find ways around that and problem solving is maybe the hardest thing for me, which is not even that hard of a thing. So if that's my answer, and it's not even that difficult. So, but I don't know. I think as a frontman, it's hard to look after my voice. I struggle to do that. I struggle to not like get too excited on stage and blow my voice out 3 songs in. I really struggle with that. But yeah, that's all that comes to mind really for me.
My biggest struggle I would say is watching other live music, because then all I want to do is get on stage and just constantly like, oh, can't watch this, can't watch this because I just want to get up and play now. Struggle that's me.
What about you, Mandrew, mate?
You know what? I'm struggling to think of an answer really, just because I don't know. I feel like we're all very
such a breeze.
it's not that everything's just a breeze. It's just these challenges with everything, and that's kind of like the joy. It's sort of, I think one of the main things that's allowed us to enjoy being in a band up to this point is working out our differences and being able to butt heads, but also be productive. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's been challenging in that regard, but it's brought us a lot closer together, and we've got much more of an understanding of what we all want stylistically and creatively as well. So it's when it's come into our upcoming writing sessions, like it's going to be amplified to the moon and back. So I'm excited for that. So yeah, no real stresses really.
Most chilled out guy ever.
As opposed to me, who's the most anxious guy on the planet. My biggest challenge is just actually getting on the stage in the first place. I always brick it before every single show. Like, these guys will attest, there's me in the back, like literally shaking at times, and they're like, it's fine, bro, just go on, you'll be fine. Every single time.
We've shared a lot of hugs about 3
We
seconds.
have shared a lot. Yeah. We have, yeah.
So can you tell us about your latest release and what was the inspiration behind it, and what do you want the listeners to take away from it?
The inspiration behind what we're releasing now, all this reimagined stuff, which I'm guessing is how you found us on TikTok, maybe.
Yeah.
The relentless content creation. I think the inspiration behind this is there's more of an explanation on it on our Instagram, but we put out our debut album, What's It Like in Paradise, and we're all like super proud of it. We got some great songs on there, and I that is like my favorite thing I've ever released in any band that I've ever been in. But we struggled to market it properly. So we wanted to give the song sort of a new lease of life, whilst also coming to the end of that album cycle. But not just remarketing the same things. We wanted to redo them in a different light. So we wrote every single song as a reimagined version and as an acoustic track, and nice sad boy, quiet vibes. All those elder emos love all that stuff.
Until you get to Where Did the Time Go? And then it's just...
yeah, until this week, which is just been like an EDM track. But yeah, we wanted to like shine a different light on it, and I particularly wanted to give improved vocal performances on the song, because I've had like singing lessons since I last recorded the album, and I wanted to give the songs a bit more of a deeper meaning. So we recorded all the album again, and then we told ourselves we're going to market it properly. So we've been on this literal like relentless content making journey from like filming it 2 weeks before and like editing them and then posting every day. We've posted every single day for like 7 weeks now, which doesn't sound that long when you say it, but it's felt long. I'm not gonna lie, it's felt like, and I'm proud of the streak. Like I don't want to break the streak after this is all done, but we just wanted to reach new people with this new stuff, who can then go back, and every time we've been releasing it on Spotify, we've released the reimagined version and the original version as a single, so you can immediately listen to the original version, which has been working really well for us, because we've had people who didn't know that the reimagined version wasn't the original version, and then have listened to both. So it's kind of put a good light on the reimagined version of the album and the original version.
I think as well, it's been nice to sort of bookend the original album with this reimagined stuff now, because when the original album was made, it was with essentially a different lineup at that point. Like half the band is different from the original album. So now that we've got the reimagined, it's like a really nice bookender for that section of the band, and then sort of having that nicely sort of tied up and set, so we can then move forward and release some really great new tracks. I think it's going to be really exciting going forwards as well.
Yeah,
that's good. So you often play live shows. How does performing live differ from recording in the studio, and what do you enjoy most about the live experience?
So that is so different, isn't it? Like it's incredibly different. People can see when you mess up live.
I think the aspect that we take differently to sort of in the studio and live, we have a lot more, I wouldn't say satire, but like we've got an intro which is, quite comical, and we know how to have a laugh. It's not we don't take ourselves too seriously when we're doing it live, and it's a lot of fun, although it's still, a presentation of our work. It's less as serious as when you're sitting down to record it live, because you've got that, it's less pressure, I think, live. Although I don't know, it's a weird one really, because I would say it's less pressure live than it is in the studio. However, I can see how that would be countered. So yeah,
you're absolutely countered, mate.
And Danny knows, as soon as I can play, I could rip a riff while I'm sat on the settee. I could rip a riff on stage, but as soon as you press record, no.
It all goes wrong. As soon as you press the red button, Andrew forgets how to play guitar.
All musical ability just goes out the window.
Or when we get to the Fireflies intro, every single time.
Yeah.
Kryptonite.
Like an incredible guitarist, probably like the most talented guitarist I've ever met in my life. But as soon as you press record, it's like he's left the room. It's funny though. Yeah, it makes for some good moments when we're recording.
So finally, what's next for you?
We're gonna finish releasing all this reimagined stuff. So I guess by the time this is out, most of that will be out. And then we've got quite a few demos in the Dropbox that we're going to start working on and recording. I think we've pretty much picked what the next song's going to be that we release, unless it changes. And we're really excited for that, because it's like a new era of the band. We got like
it's an absolute banger.
Yeah,
we're not biased.
Very modest. But it's going to be sick to have like Samuel and Luke on these new songs because these guys have only been involved in the reimagined stuff, and that's, you know, the songs are already written. Like there's just changing the way it's presented. So I think this is definitely gonna be the best lot of releases that we've made as a band. Like the live shows are gonna be stepped up, the songs are gonna be stepped up, the sing-alongs are gonna be stepped up. Like the TikTok content, I'm sure, is gonna be continuing. Yeah, we're literally like just getting started, and we've already released so much stuff. So yeah, I think we're all really excited about it.
Yeah, we've got that writing session coming up as well, which is going to be great fun. Locked in a house, all four of us for 5 days, is it? Or something ridiculous.
Yeah, like 4 days. Yeah, that's coming up really soon. So, and it's got a hot tub. So what else is there about that? Hot tub, lots of beers to be drank in that hot tub.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Massive thank you to Northbound and Down for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out their music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shout out to the music.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.